A lot of people are making hay about Obama reworking the tax code to help out poor people. Now, I really didn't notice much help this year, and so maybe I'm in the top 5%, but I doubt that, and maybe the relief for us peons is coming further down the line. The latest I heard about these bailouts is about $12.8 trillion, and I'll put a link to the blog post that I got that from. The US GDP was supposedly 14.2 trillion in 2008, but I think that number is, shall we say, inflated. I hear bloggers talking about this in such a frenzied manner, and I kind of find it funny, as if the state would have it any other way. That 12.8 trillion is going to come from somewhere. People are going to pay for it somehow, and they are going to pay for it through inflation, and inflation hits the poor the hardest. Here's why. Let's say 12.8 trillion was just given to the banks tomorrow, all at once. I know that's not how it works, but this is just for simplicity's sake. You wouldn't see massive inflation right away. Instead, the banks would have a ton of money to invest in projects. They would be going completely gangbusters. But then, as people began to realize that there were a lot more dollars floating around than there are actual resources, actual stuff, the price of stuff will go up, inflation. Now, the bankers had already gotten theirs. In fact, it is the process of the banks getting their cut that reveals to everyone else just how much money is really in circulation. And everyone else then learns the true value of things as prices go up. But prices go up after the banks have bought up assets. You see, the banks got to buy up assets at pre-inflation prices with inflationary money. What happens to poor people? Well, they now have to pay inflationary prices, but did they get any of that 12.8 trillion? No, the banks did. Eventually, the poor wages will go up as money trickles through the economy, as people from the initial projects buy things from others, and slowly everyone inflates prices and wages, but the cost is in the interim. The people who get the money first benefit from inflation, and the people who get it last are hurt by it. And who gets the money first? The political class, the 5%. The banksters and the investment firms, the Wall Street gang, which can lobby the state for crap like this. Who gets the money last? Everyone else, the 95%. And it is everyone else who will pay for it. So whenever anyone brings up Obama's egalitarian tax policy, be sure to ask him if these changes will offset the 12.8 trillion inflation tax. Don't let the Democrats fool you into thinking they're here to save you from the corporatist Republicans. They're not. They're just going about it another way. It's the same interests that drive political power.